Why do you need a plan? And the reason I'm going to start off with you because I'm going to also bring out your favourite quote. So I sort of see how you can contradict yourself with regards to having a plan.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I mean, everybody that thinks that the world's black and white is wrong. Okay, so we're talking about periodisation, right, and planning.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
You have to start with a plan, though. There's no point in me going down there now and throwing, the kitchen sink at him because this is what I'm doing for now. I need to work my way back from that because I need to see myself there with him at the fight, being at his absolute best.
How do you reel that guy back in? Because he's just all about give me. I want to go as hard as I possibly can.
You know how I think it worked in that sense was sitting down with him for a coffee and going through the core values and goal setting process that we do for our coaches. That was when it clicked for me because I knew more about why he was doing what he was doing then, and he knew that I cared enough about what he was doing. And we're both on the same path then.
In our industry, and I think even in the fitness industry as well, is that I think one thing that they do sometimes well is outlining goals. But I think the next level of approach, and this is where performance coaches, maybe taking it to the next level, getting to know an athlete, know their core values, what they're aiming for, outlining their why, is essential in understanding how to plan for an athlete.
You need to look at the why for the athlete as the base of the pyramid, but you can go all the way to the top of the pyramid. Why are they doing that exercise? Why are we doing it at this speed versus another speed? So the whole idea behind periodizing and planning for someone is to ensure that you're on the correct road. But do remember there's going to be lots of bumps, it's going to stop, you're going to fork off. So I think periodization needs to be
punched in the mouth.
Yeah, it's going to be fluid. And you look back 10 years ago, I would write really good periodization charts. In my perspective, that looked good. They had heaps of bright colours. It was 12 months in advance. And then ultimately, every time I would update programs, I'd have to redo it because they didn't get selected.
You didn't have degree qualified coaches in Papua New Guinea when you were looking after your Olympic team. How did you put it all together?
I was completely green in the industry. I was a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
We talk about the student mind. I'd just come out of uni. I'd been lucky enough to get a job. So I think that's why I'm so passionate about this space. Is you're spot on. Is there was. I wasn't going to coach 1,000 athletes myself. I thought I was when I first got there. And I thank my high performance manager for shaking that out of me. It took him 3 months. The outline, the structure, I had to get good at that to know that we had some reins on what was being done. So, we had to apply best practice and we got punched in the mouth a lot.
Of course you did.
But we had the plan, which helped us to, get back on par. Yeah.
The Serbian bobsleigh team, a highly powerful sport, right? You need to be fast and powerful. But you're training somebody in a gym in Queensland, 39 degrees every single day. And they are a bobsleigh team. The planning and periodization, the coaching for someone like that is remarkable in my eyes. So talk me through that experience.
Yeah, well, quite lucky that I wasn't the head coach on it at the time because it would not have been nearly as successful as what it was. But learning from Jim, and Jim did have to take some time when I think he went overseas, so I managed to jump in and help out a bit. But it's as Tom said, you've got to look at where did they want to be, and the next Olympics, which would have been Sochi, was it was still quite a while away. It was at least 12 months. So where do we want them to get to? What do we deem as a high enough level? What's the gold standard in bobsled around the world? What are some of their performance markers? Where are we at in regards to those performance markers? And how are we going to get to those performance markers? And if not, top them. So. It really doesn't matter what sport, doesn't matter where you are, everything you've got to work out baselines, targets, and then what's the plan on getting to those targets and how fluid are we going to be with that plan.
Process, and what we believe is the right process is get some baseline data, understand your core values, your prime dates and times, work back from your main event, you would recommend, and there's a lot of factors in between which you'd probably need to see a coach for, which we don't have the time to be able to explain today, but at least have a good framework of how you're going to achieve it. Would you agree?